Hello, good morning, everyone. It's Eve here again, and I am sitting here with Adrian Beck. Adrian, can you please again introduce yourself?
Hello, Eve. Yes, nice to see you again. My name is Professor Adrian Beck. I'm from the University of Leicester, and I'm also one of the academic advisors to the ECR Retail Loss Group.
And I invited Adrian because we want to speak about the next group discussion on video on December the 8th. And the discussion is going to be around central video command centers. From Genetec perspective, we normally hear as the central monitoring centers, video hubs when it's in retail. Normally we talk about it as for real life monitoring and for forensic search investigation. Many options of them. Adrian, what are we going to talk about on 8th and who are going to be the guests?
Yes, it's one of the key findings from the recent research I did for the ECR group around the use of video technologies in retailing, and a real key strategic trend was this growing use of these video command centers by retailers. And certainly in the past, retailers have relied upon various forms of centralized services. So, for instance, they will have some form of alarm monitoring system in place, often provided by a third party. And they'll have sort of emergency hubs where they would try and respond to incidents within their organizations. But I think what we're seeing here now is the growth of these centralized centers, which are now really utilizing the power and capability that they've got through their video systems. And so we're going to be hearing from the mighty Walmart and also from Boots as well, in terms of how they've been using video in their organizations, in terms of bringing it into one centralized space to really begin to get some value for this investment and use it in lots of what are really now quite innovative ways.
Just a short sneak peek, what are the main reasons to bring the video monitoring in centralized? Because I think from Genetec, we see normally the business case on centralization, but now with COVID, it actually accelerated the need of centralization because of the accessibility of the video and all the system, right? And the more systems you combine in the centralized video hub, the easier it's to get connected. But what do you see as the main business case?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, we're certainly seeing lots of use cases now, and quite rightly, the pandemic has accelerated some of these. But I think some of the key ones are around, one of the challenges with alarm monitoring in the past has been the problem of false alarms. And what we now see with the integration of video is that the video can be used to begin to verify or not what these alarms are. And that's a really big win for retailers because, one of the great challenges is, is the alarm real or not? And what video can do is give you that immediate snapshot into the environment to say, yes, there is an intruder, or no, it's just simply, for instance, a door flapping or a bird flying around in the building. So I think that's a really big win that people are now starting to get from their video control centers. But also, once you begin to bring video into one place, then there's lots of things that you can begin to do. You can begin to use it to carry out remote investigations, for instance, and we're seeing this around health and safety, but also persistent offenders in retail environments. You can now begin to bring that data into one place. But it also brings much more as well, and we're seeing this growth of using video to try and deliver value to the business beyond security. And some video command centers are now being used to collect business intelligence, for instance. So how are our organizations operating? How are, for instance, are we performing around promotions that we're doing in our stores? But what we'll also hear from people like Boots as well is the use of their command centers to provide real-time response to incidents happening in their stores. And that's a really interesting development and use of this technology to enable people to look into the stores, but then also provide some sort of support and a form of deterrence to those who may be trying to commit harm in that space. So, there's lots of really exciting ways in which I think retailers can get tremendous value from bringing their video into one place. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from the retailers taking part in this session how they've been getting the value from it.
Yeah, it seems we both are very excited. We're talking about it almost the same time as the discussion is going to be. But yes, for us, it's going to be very interesting to learn from retailers what other applications they would see, because this is what it's all about Genetech. It's bringing more information in one place and seeing what kind of value you can get and how do you minimize the amount of data in the end. So very excited. Everyone, I will post the link to the registrations below. If you don't have time, no worries, because the full recording is going to be accessible on demand after, but we really engage you to actually register yourself, because the discussion engagement is very powerful in this retailer group. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great week, and I hope to see you in a week time on the session. Thank you, Adrian, for joining me.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.